Unit 12, Speaking for the Dead, The Rise and Fall of Spiritualism. October 22nd. From the time the Fox sisters came on the scene, the spiritualist movement attracted nearly as many skeptics as it did supporters. Many seances were attended by journalists or scientists endeavoring to debunk the deceptive practices of mediums, and many times they succeeded. One of the most vocal opponents of spiritualism was famed stage magician Harry Houdini. Houdini began his campaign against spiritualism after a seance where a medium offended him by invoking his deceased mother's spirit in an obviously false way. Using the skills he'd perfected for stage magic, Houdini dedicated much of his time to blowing the whistle on fraudulent mediums, a tradition that other stage magicians still follow to this day. The reason so many scientists sought to expose mediums as frauds wasn't just out of an impulse to be right. Mediums were often accused of preying on vulnerable people and using their grief to make a profit. Even spiritualists themselves admitted to this, including the Fox sisters. After performing seances for 40 years, the two women responsible for starting the spiritualist craze denounced the movement, disclosing that they'd faked everything. As the 20th century rolled on, spiritualism's status diminished, and it no longer enjoyed the popularity it once had. That's not to say the movement is extinct, though. Spiritualist churches and groups still number in the hundreds and can be found around the world. In the UK, spiritualism is counted as the 8th largest religious group. However, despite maintaining its main principle of communication with the afterlife, modern spiritualism has mostly done away with the illusions and showmanship of earlier practitioners. Most mediums are now simply mental mediums who speak for the deceased without physical displays. With many people still practicing modern spiritualism, it seems that there is still interest in searching for answers from the spirit world.